Good morning, dear students. In the last class, we are discussing about the neutralization reaction. So, what is the neutralization reaction? The reaction between the acid and base to form salt and water along with heat. That is called neutralization. We are taking the acid HCl. We are taking the base NaOH, hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide to form sodium chloride and H2O. Sodium chloride formula is NaCl. Already we have discussed about the neutralization reaction. And today I am going to discuss about the neutralization in everyday life. Okay, neutralization in everyday life. In everyday life, we are observing some neutralization reaction. What is the natural neutralization reactions is there in our everyday life? Today we are going to discuss. Okay. Neutralization in everyday life. In everyday life. Neutralization in everyday life. First one is indigestion. We know the indigestion. Sometimes we will suffer with indigestion. Indigestion. Okay. What is the indigestion? Our stomach contains hydrochloric acid. It helps us to digest food. As you have learned already, but too much of acid in our stomach, it causes the indigestion. Sometimes indigestion is painful. To relieve indigestion, we take an antacid such as a milk of magnesia, which contains magnesium hydroxide. It neutralizes the effect of excessive acid. So what is the indigestion? Generally our stomach contains hydrochloric acids. Generally our stomach having it contains hydrochloric acid. What is the formula of hydrochloric acid? Hydrochloric acid formula is HCl. It helps us to digest food. It helps us to digest food. Okay, but too much of acid in our stomach, it causes indigestion. But too much of acid in the stomach causes indigestion. Our stomach contains the hydrochloric acid. It helps us to digest food, but too much of acid in the stomach causes indigestion. Indigestion, it is a painful. Sometimes indigestion is a painful. Sometimes indigestion is painful. To relieve indigestion, we can take an antacid such as antacid. What is the antacid? Antacid is a milk of magnesia, which contains the magnesium hydroxide. It is a base. It neutralizes the effect of excessive acid. Okay. So indigestion is painful. To relieve indigestion, what we can do? To relieve indigestion, we take an antacid To relieve indigestion, we take an antacid. What is the antacid? Such as Milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia, which contains the magnesium hydroxide. Which contains magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide. It neutralizes the excess of excessive of acid. It neutralizes the effect of excessive acid. Okay, once you have to observe indigestion. Sometimes our stomach contains generally our stomach contains the hydrochloric acid. It helps us to digest food, but too much of acid in the stomach causes indigestion. Sometimes indigestion is painful. To relieve indigestion, we take an antacid. Antacid is a milk of magnesia. It is a base which contains magnesium hydroxide. It neutralizes the effect of excessive acid. This is about the indigestion in everyday life neutralization reaction. Why? Because HCl is acid, and when we are taking the milk of magnesia antacid is a base. That acid with the base, it will be neutralized. Okay, and antibiotic. Second one, antibiotic. What is the antibiotic? When an antibiotic, it will be injects the acid to our body. Which acid? That is a formic acid into our body. The effect of the acid can be neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda. Baking soda means sodium hydrogen carbonate or calamine solution, which contains zinc carbonate. Okay, so when an ant bites, it injects the acidic liquid. Which acid? Acidic liquid, that is a formic acid. Acidic liquid, that is a formic acid, into our body. Into our body or skin. Into the skin. The effect of the acid can be neutralized by rubbing moisture baking soda. Rubbing moisture baking soda, that is a sodium hydrogen carbonate. Or calamine solution. Which contains zinc carbonate. Okay, this is about the neutralization in everyday life. One is indigestion, another one is antibiotic. When ant is biting, it will be inject the acid, that is a formic acid. So the effect of the acid can be neutralized by rubbing moisture baking soda. It is a calamine solution which contains the zinc carbonate.